Ah, I see you there. Welcome back, children, to another episode of Storytime with Uncle Monty. Let's read the true story of Guy Chabot De Jarnac. So, Malfoy put his sweaty feet on my face and called me a dirty bastard.
Cut. Tell the intern to get his ass back here, and he's gonna get 10 lashes across the back, Passion of the Christ style. Ah, the Renaissance. A time of great progression, and home to some of the greatest thinkers, such as Machiavelli and Leonardo da Vinci. However, this was still a time that the closest thing to a surgery that most people got was being sliced open by a sword. Today, we'll be looking at one of the more regressive practices of the Renaissance era, duels. Back then, you could legally fight someone to the death over playground insults. It must have been an amazing time to live for teenage boys. This story starts when the Dauphin, Henri II, soon to be king, spread rumors about Guy Chabot de Jarnac sleeping with his stepmother. It's sad to see what was considered back then to be an insult becoming a whole subgenre of videos on certain kinds of websites. It shows you how far humanity's come. Anyways, when my Guy heard of this rumor, Francois de Vivant came forth as the creator of it. To put it in perspective, Francois de Vivant was a close friend of the Dauphin, and also one of the greatest warriors in France, once tackling a fully armored foe to the ground, killing him with only a dagger. Put that in perspective, it's like destroying a tank with only a squirt pistol. Then, wanting to protect his honor, he challenged Francois de Vivant to mortal combat, like any sane person would. Luckily for him, no matter how many times he petitioned for the duel, the king at the time, Henri I, didn't allow it, knowing that it was literal suicide. This kept up until he died. His son, the Dauphin, Henri II, then took over, and he was like, sure, go ahead, knock yourself out. Or a little bit more than that. It was at that moment that he knew that he'd fucked up. It got so bad that Guy Chabot went to various monasteries for monks to pray for him. He then realized he wouldn't survive if he didn't train, so he went to a famous Italian fencer named Captain Kaizo for help. He then spent 1 month learning and mastering the move named the Coup de Jarnac, named after him. It's when you slice the calf, immobilizing the opponent, then following it up with much more vital strikes. Back then, attacking the legs was considered to be dishonorable, so many people didn't learn to defend against it. In some forms of fencing, leg attacks are still not recognized. However, for Guy, it was more than a matter of honor. It was a matter of life or death. Meanwhile, Guy was having a training montage. Francois was out partying, thinking that he had a duel in a bag of chips. Yes, I know. He should have realized he was being cliché. It came. Guy Chabot literally beat Francois in a few seconds. Even though it was Mortal Kombat, Francois didn't actually die directly from the fight, but from throwing a tantrum that he lost and tore off his bandages.
Well, children, what did we learn? There's a Chinese proverb that goes, work smarter, not harder, and don't be a cocky bastard. If you've never heard of it before, well, I'm Chinese, so any dumbass thing I could say could be a Chinese proverb.